Even when there's blood in the streets, the strong eat well. My friends, interesting times we live in. The markets, as far as stocks go, pulling back strongly today, along with gold and Bitcoin. Bonds up. Things are sort of coming along as we have been talking. We shall see on decision day, Friday the 13th. Can you believe it? Let's jump first into the S&P 500 down 1.54%. We showed you where the floor was with our purple line. We can see how we are penetrating it. We had things starting last Friday go up until when? Until Tuesday morning, then sideways Tuesday afternoon, Wednesday morning, starting to go over on Wednesday afternoon, hammering down on Thursday, setting us up for Friday. Now, as we look at the weekly chart, and let's zoom in here, we see, yes, we're going to reach average volume. We had, of course, a green, it ended up being a spinning top with just a little wick on the bottom. The week beginning the 26th of January, average volume then, and then followed by a doji. This week by a spinning top. May very well be signs that we are moving over. We've been fooled before, haven't we? Back on the 3rd of November, the week beginning then, followed by the 10th of November and the 17th of November when the market really dropped. And then it turned right around with a green spinning top and shot up again. We had things pull back on the week of January the 20th. And then, of course, the 26th, it popped up. But it does look like it's getting weaker and long in the tooth. And as we go forward, we will be looking for the potentiality of a rollover. That is a down move. We're passing through one of these potential accelerates that we see with the purple line, which is either a ceiling or a floor for us. Here it's a floor. And we have another one to go through that we might hit a little later. But we see as that happens, it gives us some warning and may cause us, particularly depending on what goes on tomorrow, to look to enter into a short position on the S&P 500. And you can easily practice that with something like SH, which is the single short. Now, there are others, but again, we just like to talk about that when you're learning how to go short when the market rolls over. Now, where we have a better opportunity, perhaps, is in the NASDAQ 100 that's already going negative. We had the telltale sign of a green interim high with average or above average volume, followed by a red spinning top last week, and, as can be expected, a down move. Now, the low last week, as far as the wick goes, that was 594.76. This week, 599.57. We've not hit that low yet. If we do move down toward that tomorrow and see ourselves penetrating this first floor, then, of course, we're off to the races. Again, we saw the same thing happen, though, when? We saw it happen back in November when things moved down. Again, same kind of setup, and then the next week popping back up. Now, again, we saw another red down signal on the 15th of December, followed by one on the 29th, followed by another one on, that was both in December, and then the 20th of January. But again, we'll watch, we'll wait, we'll see if indeed we're going to penetrate this and we have lots of volume to back it up, which we do. We did back in November too. So we'll keep an eye on things, and I may very well be pulling the trigger depending on how the day shapes up toward the end of the day on a down move. And what is the down? The inverse fund, PSQ, is one I like. Now, again, for those of you who aren't familiar with inverse funds, if you're going to practice trade this, you need to know about them. I'm going to put at the end of today's video, yet again, inverse funds, how to make money when markets crash, so that you understand what they're about. They're not cut out for everyone. They have higher fees. They're valued on a daily basis. They can magnify your losses. You know, they're different than going long. Of course, if you're a Patreon member and you've taken our 3-part course, Options Made Simple, the Charting Wealth Way, you could practice puts. And again, that's fun too. So we shall see as we move into tomorrow. We're almost on the NASDAQ up to average volume on the weekly. Great volume today on the half day. And of course, the 2-day well on its way to average above average volume as things track down. Now, tomorrow could be a day where things shoot up, and that may pull us off jumping in tomorrow. But again, maybe not. We'll see. Now, look at bonds, my friends. Check out bonds as we see what? We have seen things moving up since Thursday the 5th. With very little slowdown. We've had a couple of days where things have just sort of digested the gains I would show, but popping up through that ceiling that I told you about. If we pushed through that, that's telling us something. We don't have a trend line, my friends, because we can't draw a trend line. We've had a week on, a week off, a week on, a week off. Doesn't let us draw a trend line. And then before that, dojis. But it looked like perhaps bonds are building a nice base to go up as stocks and everything else goes down. So we will be looking at the potentiality of maybe a long move in bonds as things set up for tomorrow. Today, great day, 1.33%. Let's see how bonds go for us. What about gold? As we look at gold, we can see we don't have a lot of volume here. Gold pulled back 3.47% for the day. It's been chugging along up the trend line. It's getting to the trend line again. Is it going to pierce it on Friday, or is Friday going to be, again, one of these switcheroos where things bounce around and go up? Makes it hard, doesn't it? However, if you've read my point paper, again, refer you to chartingwealth.com. Just go to under the trainings. It's the last training we put out. It is a paper. We also loaded it up at our X account for Charting Wealth. You can read it where we synthesize what happened when we saw things really hammer down in gold for those 2 days, and the fact that we believe with precious metals, there's still a bull market here, but volatility is going to stay with us. The up, the down, if you can't take it, then don't trade it. Or for us, practice trade it, because we're not a stock calling service. We don't take that liability, my friends. We're an education firm. We want you to practice trade with us. We're not a stock, Bitcoin, gold, bond calling service for anyone. Gold pulling back strong, 3.47%. But like I said, staying above that weekly trend line, no volume to speak of here over the last, 7 days. And we can see we had volume in the morning when things took off going down, plunging down, the wick hitting the weekly trend line on the half-day chart, and then slowing down a lot in the afternoons. We are still long gold, but cautious gold. What do we see going on with HODL? Well, as we look at, and again, not saying that we're holding a long position in gold, it's not negative yet. We're not bearish on gold at this point. Now, let's look at where we are with HODL. This is, of course, the Bitcoin Trust. This is the Bitcoin ETF. I love it. It is pulling back 3.20%. And, of course, we are getting closer and closer to that prior low last week. The low this week is 1840. Last week, 1761. And, of course, as we look at things, you can see our purple line here showing, of course, where things hit a low all the way back in August 2024. That may be a floor where everything is heading to. For those of you who have been short Bitcoin, I know several of you were shorting Bitcoin on BITI, which I like. I have traded that before, BITI, which is a Bitcoin short. And again, it's fairly liquid. Not so liquid right now at the close of the market at 28.90 versus 29.03. But again, that's not bad. It's 13 cents on a $29 ETF. So again, it gets better during the day. It also can be more of a spread, but that is something, of course, to be shorting Bitcoin on if you want to practice trade that. You can see not had a lot of volume over the last, 3 days. We almost had average volume there on Friday and Monday, Friday of last week, Monday of this week. Will we get up to average volume this week? I don't know. It's going to be hard. Lots of volume last week with that plunge, and then things sort of, petering out, but moving, as you can see down here on the half-day chart, up and then down. Bitcoin still bearish. That's where we are, folks. Love to hear from you, Patreon members. Of course, you will be going out tonight the 5-day plus analysis with the trade execution summary grid and your weekly vertical crossovers. If you like that stuff, then become a Patreon supporter. Help underwrite some of the cost of the channel for all the stuff we do for everyone free every day. God bless, my friends. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth.